Budget 2025-26 was announced by our Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, and this budget categorically addressed the needs of today's India, fuel that was required to boost the growth of this economy. So basically, if we talk about one line, what this budget was all about, so this budget was all about to use the gold mine of India's economic growth, that is the purchasing power of middle class people of India residing in tier 2, tier 3 cities. Yes, how, why, and how it would impact you and me. So common people like you and me would definitely be impacted by overall GDP growth, economic growth of the country. But at the bottom line in the budget, what we look at is what is the tax benefits that we are getting, how our income would increase by paying less taxes, and second, the money which we are saving, what should be our focus, where government is going to give us more benefits so that our wealth creation journey becomes easier and we get more returns on our investment. So what should be our focus investment tools, what should be our focus investment sectors, what should be our focus investment stocks. So all your questions would be answered in this video. For proper understanding and implementation and better results, please watch video from starting till the end. And if you like the video, please do like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel pressing subscribe and bell button below. If you need any kind of assistance or help from us, you can contact us on 9821611667, or you can comment down below, or you can write to us at investopedia.india0@gmail.com. On your screen, there's one chart. So all these charts and all these data has been taken from a report which was published by Government of India, which is a synopsis of the budget, which I have analyzed further and added few things which can be helpful to you. So please do comment and tell me if you like this video. Also do let me know if you want some extra information on any of the things, if you have any queries, or if you are not able to apprehend the content in English and you have some queries and want me to answer them in Hindi, whatever it is, the way you can interact with me, the easiest way you can interact with me is by penning your thoughts in the comments below. Please do that. So on your screen, the chart which shows aspiration of Viksit Bharat, what is the base, for this budget. So this budget focus on 5 main things: accelerate growth, secure inclusive development, enhance spending power of India's rising middle class, invigorate private sector investments, and uplift household sentiments. So now coming on to the first part of the video, what is the tax structure? So you must be hearing that the new tax regime says that people till the income of 12 lakh would be exempted from tax, and for salary class it would be 12,75,000 limit. See, there is a misapprehension of the data which is presented. Let me show you the tax regime which is given in this budget. So the tax regime clearly says 0 to 4 lakh income would be exempted from tax, that is nil. From 4 to 8 lakh it would be 5%, 8 to 12 lakh it would be 10%, 12 to 16 it would be 15%, 16 to 20, 20%, 20 to 24, 25%, and more than 24 lakh would be 30%. Till 12 lakh there would be no taxes. It's not like that. So basically all the benefits are being accumulated while saying this. So actually this is the tax regime which you have to follow, and the clear tax reforms would be passed in the new income tax bill which is coming very soon. Coming on to the second part of the video, what investment tools you should focus on, which government is also focusing so that your returns increases or optimizes. And second, if you are selecting equity as an investment class, where should be your focus, what should be the focus sectors, and what should be the focus stocks. In this, what I have done is to keep it simplified, easy and small. I have taken snippets from the report published by Government of India on the budget synopsis. Those snippets which shows the focus on that particular sector, added those snippets, and then points from my side that what is the focus sector and what can be the stocks which can be bought focusing this, right? So the first one is, the focus is on definitely FMCG sector. If you see, Makhana board in Bihar to be set up to improve production, processing, value addition and marketing and organization of FPOs. Makhana is a Hindi version of Fox Nuts. Very soon we can see IPOs coming for the players who are dominating in the production of Fox Nuts. they might want to list down very soon. So we might see some of the IPOs. Coming on to the second, that is textile sector. Mission for cotton productivity. 5-year mission to facilitate improvements in productivity, sustainability of cotton farming. The stocks which can be benefited by this are Grasim, KPR Mill, SCM Garments, Welspun, Raymond, and so on. National mission on high yielding seeds, targeted development and propagation of seeds with high yield, pest resistance, and climate resilience. So in this case, the stocks which can be benefited are Kaveri Seeds, Coromandel International, Bombay Super High Food, etc. The next one is Fishers Farmers. So the policy that is enhanced credit through KCC, facilitate short-term loans, 7.7 crore farmers, fishermen's, dairy farmers with enhanced loan of up to 5 lakh. Now the stocks which can be benefited out of this is Parag Milk, Dodla Dairy. So see, when I say stocks which can be benefited are the stocks which are dealing in that particular line of business. But when you would invest, I am just giving you the names of the stocks which are dealing in that line of business. But then when you invest, you need to analyze the fundamentals of the stock, the financials of the stock, the technicals of the stock, and then you have to take a decision whether you want to invest in this stock or not. Valuations of the stock, this also has to be considered. So in case you are selecting these stocks for investment, you have to do further more analysis. It's just that I'm naming these stocks which are dealing into that line of business. Then there was an important announcement related to dals, the pulses, the urad dal, tuar dal. So Atmanirbharta in pulses is the caption. Launch of a 6-year mission, not just 1 year, but 6-year mission with special focus on tuar dal, urad dal, masoor dal. Last year, if you remember, there was a special focus on millets. Before that, there was a special focus on glycol. So India Glycol and Praj gained a lot of momentum. So this year, it is a launch of 6-year dal mission. Now, it says development and commercial availability of climate resilient seeds, enhancing protein content, increasing productivity, improving post-harvest storage and management, assuring remunerative prices to the farmers. The stocks which can be benefited out of it is Agrotech Food, Godrej, Agrovate, Hudson Agro Products, and so on. Now, miscellaneous sectors, if we talk about, so there has been an announcement on 3 sectors. It says, major for labor intensive sectors. Focus product scheme for footwear and leather industry. Scheme is expected to facilitate employment of 22 lakh persons, generate turnover of around 4 lakh crore, exports over 1.1 lakh crore. So the stocks which can be benefited in this is Bata, Relaxo Footwear. Measures for the toy sector to focus on the development of clusters, skills, and a manufacturing ecosystem that will create high quality, unique toys and which would promote Make in India. So now this particular sector still remains untapped because we don't have any big listed player in toy manufacturing. But again, we can see some IPO coming up in this space as well. Fundspool is very renowned but is not yet listed. Support for food processing, like establishment of a National Institute of Food Technology in Bihar. We saw Bihar name in case of Fox Nuts, Makhana also. So Bihar is in focus for especially packaged foods now. Entrepreneurship, employment opportunities for youth, food processing systems and benefits because of that. So Britannia, Nestle can benefit also because FMCG is in focus, and Nestle I believe is available at good valuations, so can be a good investment bet. Now coming on to the next, that is telecom providers. What was that was said in the budget? The snippet on your screen, broadband connectivity to be provided to all government secondary schools and primary health centers in rural areas. Now, why I am saying telecom operators can be benefited because of this? Because if they want to give good broadband connectivity to schools and hospitals in rural areas, definitely they need to set up towers over there. So they would need, the government would need to take the help of this providers, telecom providers, Airtel, Jio, Tata Communications, Tech Mahindra in fact also. Coming on to the next and the most important, which this sector cannot be neglected if we talk about the growth story of India, this is infrastructure. And the most talked about stocks, which we have discussed many times earlier also, Larsen and Toubro, and then comes GMR Airport. All these cannot be neglected, you know. there was one announcement also. So support to states for infrastructure with an outlay of around 1.5 lakh crore, 50-year interest-free loans states to capital expenditure for incentive for reforms. And we are seeing that now government is categorically focusing different states depending on what their strength is. The development of that particular state is being done in order to promote the connectivity, the tourism, and the eventually the income of the people over there. So recently in Orissa also one fest was organized, wherein they talked about the development of MICE and destination weddings for tourism sector. So lot many things are happening in Bihar. We have seen they are developing for the production and processed foods of like foxnut and all, because it's a hub of production of foxnut, and foxnut is considered as superfood in overall globe. So they are then catering to this specialty of Bihar. If we talk about Orissa, it is located on the whole Orissa state. If you see, it is located on the banks of the Bay of Bengal. So this view in most of the cities, either there are temples or this beaches are there. It can be developed for big resort properties, for destination weddings, for leisure, etc. Whatever is the a positive point of any particular state, that is being catered to or being developed by the government, which is very good. Coming on to the next, that is power sector. Power sector reforms incentivize distribution reforms and augmentation of interest rate transmission, additional borrowing of 0.5% of GSDP to states contingent on these reforms, and the stocks which can be benefited are of course Tata Power, Adani Power. Coming on to the next and the most important sector, which I have always been talking about, that would be the focus, because if India wants to grow, this is something which is peculiar to India and can be utilized in a very good way. And since last one decade, India on the globe is coming in talks in respect of this particular sector, that is tourism sector. So in terms of tourism sector, top 50 tourist destination sites to be developed in partnership with states, introducing streamlined e-visa facilities, incentivize skill development programs for our youth, intensive skill development programs for our youth, performance-linked incentives to states, mudra loans for homestays, ease of travel and connectivity to tourist destinations. And in fact, whenever a particular destination is developed, for example, when for Ram Mandir, Ayodhya was developed, so the hotels which were coming up there, government actually incentivized them for bringing up good hotels. Similarly, in Orissa now government has announced this. So government is incentivizing people also to invest in this particular sector, because this sector has a lot of potential to generate employment, but at the same time, when a property is built, a lot of capital is required. The stocks which can be benefited out of this is Lemon Tree, ITC Hotels, Indigo, Indian Hotels, IRCTC, and all those stocks which are in a way related to tourism. Coming on to the next, that is insurance sector. Now, FDI investment is increased from 75% to 100% in insurance sector, and the stocks which can be benefited are SBI Life, ICICI Prudential. Other investment category, if we talk about, so see, there is a very interesting chart which shows the government is also like us. Government has some sources from where the money would come in, and there are some places where government has to spend or the money would go out. So where government's money actually goes out, if you look at it, the major chunk of government's money goes into state share of taxes and duties. Then second comes on interest payments to the citizens in form of different schemes like PPF, PF, postcard schemes, post office schemes. Then is central sector scheme, etc., etc., right? So if we look at it, the government is focusing 8% on expenditure on defense, right? Now coming on to the second chart on your screen, expenditure of major items. In this chart, if you look at it, in crores amount is given and various factors are listed, or various areas are listed where the government would be spending money. And on top comes defense sector. The amount would be 4,91,732 crore. So definitely next sector which is government focus is defense, and the stocks in which we can invest and get good returns. So there are many, but yes, BEL and HAL are two which are my favorite, but there are many such stocks. Now, this was about the sectors and stocks. But now, if we talk about the different investment categories or investment tools about which government has declared any new declaration in this budget. So, certainty of taxation to category 1 and category 2 AIFs undertaking investments in infrastructure and other such sectors or the gains from the securities would be done. One more thing I would like to highlight before ending this video. The next chart shows you from where rupee comes to the government, from where government earns money. And in this, if you see, the highest comes from borrowing and other liabilities, and second comes from income tax. Now, if you expect government to reduce income tax or reduce its income, definitely it would want to reduce the expense also. The biggest income is coming from people in the form of income tax, and the biggest expense is happening where money is going to the people in form of interest payments. So now government if is willing to reduce this income tax, it would also focus on reducing the payouts of this interest. So therefore government would focus on they would want people to invest more in equity linked investment options rather than debt linked, because equity linked would eventually reduce the liability of the government also in terms of interest payout. Second, it would also boost overall development of the economy and growth of the economy. So this is my view. What do you think about this budget, about the takeaways of this budget? Do comment and let me know your views, and do let me know how do you like this video. Thank you so much. I hope this video benefits you.